Hey, it's Jessica DaMassa with WTF Health. I'm here at HIMSS Health 2.0 Europe, and joining me right now I have Friedrich La mmel. He is the co-founder and CEO of Thryve, which is a startup that won the EC to VC contest here. So Friedrich, good to have you.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Thank you. So you guys have a really interesting solution, and it takes a second, guys, so you're going to have to listen to him talk about this for a minute. But basically what you guys have done is built like a connection point here for all sorts of different data for different wearables and sensors and things like that, that then any other company, any other startup can use to further enrich their own data. So is that kind of like in a nutshell what I got, right?
Yes, perfect. So
Thank you.
basically what we do is we have a single SDK that provides access to health-related data from all those devices, regardless the source, in one data stream to other digital care providers. Okay. That's exactly it.
No, it was so cool. And so I sat in that session and watched, and you have this slide with all of the different things that you bring in. So give us some examples of some of the data that you're pulling in from the different wearables and aggregating in your point.
Mm-hmm. So the basic problem is with all these kind of wearables that they provide a wealth of information, but they all have their different data formats. For example, if you take sleep into account, I think there's something like 35 different sleep parameters that you could use from any given wearable. And then mostly it's all about, I need one measure, I need sleep quality, and I want to have it comparable regardless the source. So that is the interpretation and enrichment layer that we put on top. So we make it easy for companies that just need this one single information, and taking this pain out of aggregating and understanding these 35 indicators, we instead give them one. So we make it easy.
It looked really easy, and this is one of those things, like if you're kind of like a health data geek, like I happen to be, it's like, oh my God, wait, they're doing what? So it's really cool. And then what have you been able to do to kind of make this even more user-friendly? Because I think that was the kind of the secret sauce that tipped you guys over the edge in the ECVC session.
Well, there is several layers to what we do, really. So there's the technical integration, which already is quite a pain in the butt.
You can say that. It's okay. You can say ass too.
So we take this pain out, and then we do the enrichment. And then on top of that, we also add some more key features around activity and healthy behavior, such as metabolic equivalence. So how much did you really behave and be active throughout the day? What is your, for example, Framingham risk score? So how likely is it that you develop a cardiovascular disease in the next 10 years? So there's some magic that we try to add on top of the standard data that we get, so that the customers that integrate with us just need to focus on their true value proposition, which is treat their users, their customers in the right way. But we provide the objective data, so they do not need to take care about that.
I think that's amazing. And so like with your customers, what are some of the feedback that you're getting already on them being able to work with you?
Of course, it's super positive, and it's there's quite a lot of different use cases really that we can move forward in that respect.
Give us a use case. Give us an example.
So it's from a randomized clinical trial with Germany's biggest hospital on oncology treatment survival rates, down to standard prevention use case where we help to actually understand, did users do their exercise, did the step count and the activity rate per day hold, so that they can get a bonus from the insurer. So the range of potential use cases is quite broad, and also our customers. So there's several dozen customers all over Europe, down to Israel. So there's a broad section of digital care services that are tapping into this broad ocean of contextual information, and that are identifying the important points towards their indication, towards their outcome parameters, etc. on that.
I feel like we've been talking for so long about like AI, and we've been talking about the algorithms and all of the machine learning, and it's been difficult though to unlock any type of real meaning from this stuff. So you're like on top of this right now. So what is one of the biggest misconceptions, I guess, about how either easy or difficult it is to work with this kinds of data and get those meaningful insights that people can actually use to become more healthy?
I think like misconception, well, there is a misleading word, which is AI, because
Okay.
everyone is talking about AI, but
Yeah.
you know, there's different concepts of AI, and there's
Absolutely.
different concepts of how to put that in place. Our background is actually a research institute, so we have worked very deeply with pattern recognition and machine learning around understanding sensor streams, and we're currently in a validation study for pulse recognition and heart arrhythmias, so we know really about the sensor streams themselves. I think the biggest misconception is what you can really do with broad masses of data if you do not have a ground truth annotation to it. So
Okay.
yes, you can find patterns, but it's mandatory to have some sort of backing towards what you're really finding within the data.
And when you say a ground truth validation, you're meaning something that's either published in literature, or how do you get that ground truth?
Yeah, it could actually be both. Like
Okay.
a publicly reviewed and validated scientific understanding, and there's a growing range of scientific insight into also what not medical devices like Fitbits or Garmin's or any kinds of
Yeah.
step tracker can do in a medical setting. But then also insights that our customers in turn generate if they take our data, our contextual information, and then map that towards spirometer information, towards cancer cell laboratory tests, towards depression markers in questionnaires. So we just add a broad wealth of contextual information that they can then relate to their information sets.
I love it. It's so cool. So where are you guys at from a business standpoint? So the company's Thryve, and so are you thriving? What's going on? Give us a sense. How many are you? Where are you based?
So we are a core tech team of 10 people. We're based in Berlin. Everything else is, put to specialists out at the company. We just finalized a founding round where quite a nice batch of digital health specialists participated, but also then some institutional investors, among them Germany's most prominent billionaire. And
bad.
we're not bad. And we're currently growing our presence in Europe. So this
Okay.
is also nice for us to be here at HIMSS, to have won this EC to VC pitch. Gives us visibility, it helps us establish our presence in Europe. And we're looking forward to expand more into different use cases, because that is also interesting for us to understand what you can really do with the contextual data.
Awesome. Well, hopefully somebody out there would want to plug into what this guy's building over here. Very cool stuff. Thank you so much for joining me, and congratulations again on winning the pitch contest here at HIMSS Health 2.0 Europe. Thanks so much. I'm Jessica DaMassa with WTF Health. Thanks for joining us.